Imagine walking into a freezing conference room, and before you even touch a dial on the wall, the room actually senses your thermal signature.
It just,
Yeah,
barely knows you were there.
exactly. The thermostat adjusts, the lights dim to the perfect level, and the projector automatically boots up. Today's deep dive is all about the tiny $365 ceiling device making that exact scenario possible.
It's a seriously impressive piece of hardware for that price point.
It really is. We are pulling from a highly technical product page by HDTVSupply for the Javelin AT-OCS-900N network-enabled occupancy sensor. Okay, let's unpack this because we aren't just talking about a clunky motion switch that clicks the lights on when you wave your arms. This thing is, it's a triple threat data gatherer.
It really fundamentally changes how a space perceives you. This sensor sits flush in the ceiling tile and uses passive infrared, but it's important to understand how that works because it isn't just looking for random movement.
Right, it's not just checking if a chair got bumped or something.
Exactly. It's actively looking for moving heat signatures. And while it's doing that, it is simultaneously capturing the room's temperature and the ambient light levels.
And the scale of that awareness is pretty wild. A standard out-of-the-box lens covers about 900 square feet.
Which is a decent-sized room on its own.
Right. But they include a high-ceiling accessory lens that pushes that coverage up to 2,000 square feet, all from one discrete device. But wait, if it has this massive 360-degree view, won't it constantly trigger from people just walking past the door?
That is the big question.
Like, I'm picturing an integration nightmare where the conference room fires up every single time someone walks past the glass door in the hallway to get coffee.
You would absolutely think so, especially with a highly sensitive digital sensor. But what makes the Javelin stand out is how it solves that complex algorithmic problem with a completely analog solution.
An analog solution.
Yeah, it comes with a physical plastic blinder insert. You literally just snap this piece of plastic over the lens to block its eyes.
Oh, wow. So it literally just puts blinders on it.
Yep. Narrowing its field of view from 360 degrees down to 240. So it completely, physically ignores problem areas like doorways or windows with heavy cross traffic.
That is brilliant. Okay, so it's got the room's data. But capturing all that data is useless if the room can't act on it. I was looking at the specs and honestly got confused by how a device mounted way up in the ceiling gets powered without calling in an electrician for a new outlet.
That's a common hurdle with these retrofits.
Right. Then I realized it uses power over Ethernet, or PoE, meaning one single cable clicks in to provide both its network communication and its electrical power.
Which saves a ton of money on installation.
Totally. Here's where it gets really interesting, though. If the sensor is the eye of the room's nervous system, that PoE cable is the optic nerve carrying the data.
I like that analogy. Right, and that data has to go to a brain that actually understands it.
Historically, building automation was completely siloed behind proprietary walls.
Oh, right, the classic walled garden issue. Exactly. If you bought a lighting sensor, it only spoke the lockdown language of the lighting system. If you bought an AV sensor, it only spoke AV. But the Javelin uses an open standard design.
Meaning it can talk to anything.
Mostly, yeah. Instead of a lockdown proprietary language, it speaks common web protocols, things like UDP, TCP, WebSocket, and MQTT.
It's basically acting as a universal translator.
Precisely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, that open standard is what makes it such a major disruptor for building managers. It lets this single sensor essentially text the HVAC system directly using IT protocols.
Wow.
Yeah, while simultaneously speaking to specific AV switchers like Alona or Velocity systems, telling them to turn on the displays and instructing the lighting grid to dim, it completely breaks down the walls between those historically isolated ecosystems.
It's multitasking on a massive scale.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for you? Ultimately, it means a relatively cheap ceiling device is acting as the ultimate unifier for smart building automation.
Yeah, the days of being trapped in one system are ending.
Exactly. Building managers are no longer locked into one expensive proprietary ecosystem just to get the lights and the climate control to finally talk to each other.
The room shifts from being just a static shelter to an active, responsive participant in the work happening inside it.
Which leaves us with a pretty wild idea to think about. As these multifunction, network-enabled sensors become the standard, the nervous system of our buildings is only going to get sharper. So how long until our physical workspaces start instantly adapting their temperature, lighting, and media to our own highly specific individual preferences the exact moment we walk through the door? Something to mull over the next time a room automatically turns the lights on for you.